pay about $50. I hope you guys take checks. I think my mother banks with Wells Fargo, so hopefully you guys can take checks from Wells Fargo for $50 for the armadillo hat. So Ricky was a funny guy. Yes. And obviously, if you could imagine the armadillo, it's just wearing glasses and just, happy that, hey, he didn't get dead. But that's weird. I never would have thought that their coverings would have been that great, at least against a bullet. So I'm wondering what kind of shitty, purse gun was used against it, So, gotta wonder these things. Because that's probably not too common. Another thing that happened was a bat boy died. No, not bat boy, the freak, but a bat boy. Those kids that bring the baseball players their bats and take away the bats from the dugout and all this and all that. Yeah, that's right. It says here that a 9-year-old boy has died after being hit in the head during a National Baseball Congress World Series game. I don't know what this even means. National Baseball Congress? Why is the word Congress involved in a sports game? And why is it called World Series game? Congress World Series? What the hell? Fix that. We don't need this in this world. This is baseball. It's bad enough to watch baseball, and I'm going to get some shit from Shill a little bit, but look, I played the sport for a while, but it's fucking boring. Baseball's boring. It just is. It's just like soccer. All these people on here who love it. It's what are you doing? These sports suck. It's fucking boring. Fucking entertain me, bitch. When I go to sports, that's why I think basketball and football really are a lot better than baseball and soccer. Come on. Have some energy, motherfucker. Enlighten me. Oh, well. Yeah, so that 9-year-old kid's dead. And what I'm thinking is that might be a minor league thing. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know what that is. This is something about San Diego. So, I'm not too familiar with San Diego, so let's put 2 and 2 together. I guess it's a minor league thing. Man, wouldn't that suck? You're killed at a minor league World Series. At least if you're going to go out as a 9-year-old, at least someone like Barry Bonds or someone in the major leagues that I know he's not playing anymore, but at least be killed by someone famous in sports. Not someone who doesn't know anything or no one even has heard of this Congress National Baseball League. That pisses me off so much. And here's another problem. It's called the Middle East. As you know, they have some problems, and for some reason, these problems have always existed. So, peace is not possible. So here's what happened. As you know, in the Middle East, and I've talked to a few people about this, so we have two allies, right? We have the Kurds, who attacks ISIS, and then recently we have Turkey, who has attacked ISIS slowly. See, the thing was, they enabled ISIS because in the past, they didn't like Assad. Assad is a Shia. And so they thought, okay, well, let's slowly let these ISIS people come from Europe and go into Syria. And so it was a major gateway from all the... Because, in case you don't know, Europe is filled with a lot of Islamic people. A lot of angry Islamic people. And since they have so much wealth and time on their hands out there, they're like, okay, well, I want to go fight the good fight for Islam. That's what they said. And so ISIS has a great recruiting effort going on, and they attracted thousands and thousands of people from Europe. And so they had to get to either Syria or Iraq, and the best way to do that was through Turkey. So, until recently, Turkey turned a blind eye. Again, so ISIS and the other Sunni rebels would gain strength and they could topple Assad. recently I was reading an article that said Putin might turn his back against Assad. So basically, Damascus is going to fall to ISIS, I would say, in probably about 150 days. It's still a powerful regime to some extent, although it's more of a coastal regime at this point, because that's where all the population is in Syria. I mean, yeah, you got the desert, few cities here and there. They've already lost Palmyra, and it's not good for them. So Assad might be fucked, and that's going to suck. Anyways, back to the story. See, Turkey's our ally, right? And there's a few things we don't like about them, human rights abuses, stuff like that. Who we tend to look away for some people. And then also we have the Kurds we like. A lot of them are Christians, and they're fighting ISIS. So naturally, we kind of like both. Problem is that Turkey is fighting a lot of the PKK fighters. And the PKK stands for something like Kurdish Workers' Party or something like that. And it's like a militia. And so we have two allies fighting each other. And we don't really step in the mix and do anything about it. So something bad happened. So since they're fighting each other, and they're both fighting ISIS and each other, and then on the 2nd, which was yesterday, Kurdish rebels on Sunday detonated an explosive Latin agricultural vehicle at a military police station in eastern Turkey, killing 2 soldiers and wounding 24 others, authorities said, amid a sharp escalation of violence between the government forces and the insurgents. So they're using the PKK people are using sort of like ISIS tactics to mess with Turkey, because if you look at a map on Turkey, if you look at the eastern part of it, it's mostly Kurds, and Turkey don't like Kurds because Turkey likes Turkey. Turkey likes Turks. Imagine that. So how this ends, I don't know. I mean, after all these many hundreds of years, it's surprising that the Kurds don't even have their own nation. Think about that. And I know RD, Mr. Soros over there, says there should be no nations and all this commie hippie shit. But they really should. They are considered a people, and there's many millions of them. So I think that all those nations like Iraq and Iran, and there's a sizable like cookie cutout that's available for the Kurds, and they should just make it. They did that for the Armenians, and they were just although Armenia is fucking small as hell, at least they got something, and that's something very important I think we need to look at. So how this goes, I don't know. I think it's going to get even more dirty. We have a few more chat people, I think. Oh, that's Mr. White. Okay, 9 years old, can't be adult baseball. Well, no, yeah. It's a minor thing. It was like a minor league thing. So yeah, and that's bad. Like, how? Like, did the guy not see the kid come behind him or something? Or how does that even happen? Like, how did was the kid not paying attention to where he had to grab that bat? I mean, I don't know. That's a shitty way for a kid to die. Hey, Leanne, how you doing? Welcome to my show. And here's another thing we need to talk about. Have we been getting the cause of bullying wrong this whole time? Here's a parenting article, which kind of makes me look like a flamer, but that's okay. New research has found we've got bullies all wrong. They're not damaged or depressed, and they don't have low self-esteem. Source supplied. Anti-bullying has been the catchphrase of educators for years now, with schools pouring resources into its prevention, but the problem persists despite all of the efforts. And Canadian researchers believe they have discovered why. While it's widely believed that bullying stems from the bullies' low self-esteem, often caused by also being victims themselves in the past. Researchers Dr. Jennifer Wong and Justin Ko argue that in the majority of cases, there is actually a biological explanation for bullying. Wait, what? They conducted a survey in a Vancouver high school, dividing students into 4 groups based on responses to a questionnaire. Bullies, victims, and bystanders. And it was found that the bullies had the lowest levels of depression. Wait, what? It was found that the bullies had the lowest levels of depression, but the highest levels of self-esteem and social status, including sexual attraction. Ooh, so being a bully is good. The researchers from the Simon Fraser University argue that a lot of bullying comes down to evolution. This is similar to the idea that human aggression has historically had instrumental purposes for survival. Protecting territory, defending against predators, securing the best mate, obtaining scarce resources, and so on, says Dr. Wong, explaining that it's all about adaptive behavior, as bullying provides these individuals with higher social status. That's right. I've seen Saved by the Bell. I know how this works, meaning that they gain specific benefits from their aggression. Dr. Wong says that while this genetic factor by no means excuses the bullying behavior, it provides us with more useful information in actually addressing the issue effectively. So, ain't that a bitch? Huh. And it's just saying in the rest of the article that nothing will really change, that bullying will continue, all this, all that. But if you look at it from that angle, then you can approach it from a new angle and maybe counter it. But, I mean, is bullying really that bad? I mean, outside of, I'm going to get some enemies for saying this, but outside of maybe some of the more like, cause a teen suicide, but I mean, just small picking on people a little bit here and there. I mean, I've seen in the past where someone got called fat in middle school, and guess what? They went and lost the weight because they didn't want to be called fat. You know, I think maybe I'm not so much against bullying when it's just for minor things, I guess, but not, if you're going to pick on someone with like Down syndrome or something, I mean, that's a little extreme, and I wouldn't, and I'm not saying I support it at all, but I'm just saying, is it really that big of an issue at smaller portions? I don't know, but I don't even know what bullying's like anymore. I see these schools and all these kids walking around in these tight, pants, and like they look like women. So I don't even know who's doing the bullying. Is it like these wimpy dudes bullying other wimpy dudes? I mean, I don't even know how it works. Also, the Stratolaunch will soon be the largest plane in the world. Over the years, man has built some truly colossal airplanes, but in 2016, an even larger aircraft is expected to take flight. And when completed, it will be officially the largest plane in the world. That massive aircraft is known as the Stratolaunch. The Stratolaunch is currently in production in California's Mojave Air and Space Port. And I'm sorry if you hear that noise in the background. It's called the trash man. Sometimes the trash people like to pick up trash. See, in this neck of the woods, it's Monday for green, which is just basic trash. Thursday for blue, which is recycle. That's how it works around here. I can't control it. Let's see, is there anyone? Well, I see more people, or more chats. He's always more calm. So calm. I'm always calm. So yeah, we're going to have this new airplane, but it has more to do with aerospace craft. It's to launch satellites into space.